Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. And we are back. We are back with another topic about the beautiful topic of gang stalking. How are you guys enjoying gang stalking? I'm just kidding, man. I know, it's pretty shitty, but we have to deal with it. It's something that we have to deal with, and it's just part of life, for the TI at least. And, it is what it is. So, today, I have a topic for you, and I want to talk about certain aspects of the gang stalking. Okay, I mentioned in one of my previous videos when I talked about the purpose of gang stalking. I said, why you are being gang stalked, and I made two videos, a two-part series, why you are being gang stalked. And I said that in the first one, I said the first reason why you're being gang stalked is because the government is trying to test out methods of subduing and controlling the masses. So you just happen to be a guinea pig. You're a guinea pig for tactics of mind control, social control, and subversion. So think of divide and conquer, right? So the reason why you're being targeted by the gang stalking is because the government wants to ensure that they have the tactics and methods that they can use to control the masses, to control the population. And they are using you as a guinea pig. There might be multiple reasons why that is. Maybe you don't have a family. A lot of people don't have families. I am one of those people. I just recently talked to a target individual that practically doesn't have a family. There's a lot of people reporting that when they're being gang stalked, they don't have families, or their families have betrayed them and sold them out. So whatever the reason may be that they have chosen you and targeted you, they are using you as target practice. All right? This was happening. The other reason I said this was mentioned in part two of why you are being gang stalked. The reason why you are being gang stalked, another reason, is that you are actually a threat. So you are a threat, a direct threat to the government. The government is afraid of you and sees you rightfully as a threat, and they want to get rid of you because they don't want people who are intelligent and who have critical thinking that may potentially in the future challenge the power dynamics of the society or try to create a revolution to get rid of this society and destroy the hierarchy and destroy the power structure and destroy the government, right? They don't want these people. So if you are one of these people who are not easily deceived or not easy to control, they're going to come after you, right? When you unplug from the Matrix, when Neo unplugs from the Matrix, the Matrix is going to send the agents to kill you, right? To get rid of you. All right, guys? This is what it's all about. Anyway, so to continue, this is going to be part three, why you are being gang stalked. The reason why you are being gang stalked is not because they are trying to get you to commit suicide or try to get you to kill yourself. This is not necessarily what they're trying to do. Although if you did kill yourself, they wouldn't care, right? It doesn't really matter to them. This is actually about making you into a slave. What the gang stalkers are trying to do is they're trying to make you into a slave. They want you to lose your independence and your freedom. So they want you to lose your independence and your freedom. And when you lose your independence and your freedom, you become a slave. A slave who is controlled, as in that the gang stalkers can dictate your life. They can tell you what to do. They can tell you how you're going to live your life. They can control certain aspects of your life the same way that a slave does. That it is done to a slave, right? That's what they're trying to do. It's essentially a form of slavery. And if you allow them to, this is why I always say, like, it's really, really important for you, if you want to counter the effects of the gang stalking, is to work on your mentality, work on your psychological well-being, because being positive and being happy and maintaining a tough mind throughout this entire ordeal is very, very important. Because if your aura, if your psychological aura starts to get affected by the bullets and it starts to go down and your vibrations are low, then you're going to fall into the pit of slavery. You're going to lose your freedom. You're going to lose your dependence. You're not going to feel like doing anything. You're just going to stay at home all day doing nothing. All right, guys? So you don't want that to happen. And this is what this whole thing is all about. All of this, the harassment, the stalking, the invasion of privacy, the trash talking, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, psychological abuse, the torture, the torment, all the shaming and the guilt tripping, all of this is used to control you. They want to control you and they want to make you a slave. This is all that it's all about. Fighting for your freedom is going to be associated with a certain degree of anxiety and fear. This is quite normal. Think about all the freedom fighters, in South Africa and in different parts of the world, like in the Middle East, for example, the freedom fighters in the Middle East. I mean, nowadays, nowadays they call them, terrorists. But guys, the only real terrorists, they are not Middle Eastern. The real terrorists are not Middle Eastern. They don't come from the Middle East. The real terrorists, they are white. They're white people. Guys, don't let these motherfuckers deceive you. The real fucking terrorists are not the Middle Eastern people who are fighting for their freedom. They are not terrorists. They want this bullshit. They want you to believe that ISIS is evil. Al-Qaeda and Taliban is evil. These are not terrorists, guys. These are freedom fighters. Yes, they have different beliefs. They have different things that they believe in. They have different, culture. If you want to live in Taliban and you want to abuse women and you want to control women and you want women to wear a burqa and you want to get married to 9-year-old kids because Muhammad did this, that's fine and dandy. You can do that in your culture. Who can tell you anything? I am not promoting this, but I understand. I absolutely understand. If this is your culture and this is the way you want to live it and you want to fight for this freedom to do so, fucking A, fight for it. But don't come to me and say, oh, these guys are terrorists, man. No, they're not fucking terrorists, man. Nobody's a terrorist, bitch. You, bitch. You are the fucking terrorist. Guys, wake up from the matrix. Wake up from the brainwashing. It's the white people. They are the terrorists. I mean, I am not talking about everybody. I know there's a lot of TIs out there who are white people, and they are targeted as well, such as I am, and I am half white, okay? But when I say the white people are the terrorists, I don't mean the targeted individuals. I mean the other ones, okay? So consider all the horrible treatment that you have undergone. Consider all this terrorism that you have been put under that doesn't get talked about in public. Now, you'll have all these foolish bitch-ass motherfuckers going on CNN and all these media outlets talking about how the Middle Easterners are terrorists and they're Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and they'll blabber and blabber and blabber and blabber and blabber about what the Middle Eastern Arab evil people are doing. But nobody's talking about what the white people are doing. Nobody's talking about what the white piece of shit trash fucking domestic terrorists are doing to people. What the white people are doing, going around doing domestic terrorism. Not only, guys, even the fucking terrorists in ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they are not terrorizing their own people. They are terrorizing their enemies, the white people. But these white people, these domestic terrorists, they are terrorizing their own fucking people. They're terrorizing their own fucking citizens. They are the real terrorists. They are the domestic terrorists. And Guys, this is not me trash talking about white people. I am half white. My mother is white. Okay, but it's not to say that white people are evil. It's just to say, look, if this gang stalking is taking place, and most of it is taking place um, in the civilized world, in the first world, which is of course the white countries, right? It's happening in the UK, it's happening in America, it's happening in Spain, it's happening in Italy, it's happening in Belgium, it's happening in the Netherlands, it's happening in Germany, in France. I mean, come on, man. You cannot deny all of this. Now, you can't openly talk about this. You can't openly say, oh, gang stalking and domestic terrorism that is happening in the white countries. But you can definitely talk all the trash that you want about the Arab terrorists and what the Arabs are doing. Bull fucking shit, man. Bull fucking shit, man. So, yeah. So these are the real terrorists. The real terrorists are the gang stalkers. They are the real fucking terrorists. All right, guys? So, back to my topic, what the purpose is, because what the purpose of any terrorism is. When a terrorist is taking somebody hostage, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get you to give up on your freedom. They want to take you as a slave. A hostage is essentially a slave. And they want to kill your independence and freedom. They want you not to have any freedom. And the purpose of all of this is to scare you so much, to scare you and frighten you so much to the point that you lose your freedom, that you become a hostage within society, and you're no longer capable of doing anything within society. Like you're so scared that anything that you try to think about doing, something that you want to do, that normally you wouldn't have a problem with, now you have to think twice or three times about it, and you might say, "Oh, I'm not going to do it because I'm scared." So you can no longer go for the things that you want to go for. And this is going to be absolutely, if you are a targeted individual, this is the pivotal problem. This is the biggest fucking problem that you're going to have. This is the number one crusade, the number one fight that you're going to have, is to fight against this fear, to not be paralyzed by fear. Don't allow these people to prevent you from doing the things that you want to do. Whenever you want to do something, do it. Don't allow these people to let you doubt yourself, second guess yourself, or prevent you from living your life, from doing the things that you want to do. And definitely do not allow these people to corner you and let you just, kind of stay in your house all day long and never leaving your house. Because that's really bad. Guys, I told you guys, when I got hit by this gang stalking, right, and I knew that this is what they were trying to do, I did the fucking opposite. I did the opposite of what they wanted me to do. I picked up my tent, sleeping bag, and a rucksack, and I walked 1,000 fucking kilometers by myself in the fucking woods from Germany to France, to south of France. And I did this as an act of defiance. To show these cocksuckers, you want me to be afraid so I don't do things that are risky? Fuck you. I'm gonna do the riskiest fucking shit. I'm gonna go, even though I am being gangstalked. And at that point, I had been gangstalked for like 4 years, right? And I said, I'm gonna do the exact fucking thing that you don't want me to do. The riskiest fucking thing. To take myself, by myself, with a sleeping bag and a tent, and to go into the woods. Fearlessly. To show a point. I mean, I did it also because I really truly enjoy freedom. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to live that kind of life, And I wanted to do it as an experience because life is short. And I wanted to explore certain aspects. I wanted to see if there were places also where you cannot be gangstalked. That's also another reason why I did what I did. And the funny part is, I did this 3 times. I walked 3 times 1,000 kilometers from Germany to France because I like it so much. Um, but yeah, so guys, I'm telling you this. Don't let these people make you into a potato. Don't let these people make you into a couch potato. Okay? When I did that thing, and I walked 1,000 kilometers, and that took me like 3 weeks, almost a month of just literally just walking in the woods. That was also not just defiance, but it was also to show them, like, I'm not gonna be a fucking potato, you know. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna live my life, and amazing things happen along the way. Amazing things happen along the way. Now, I'm gonna try to give you some tips. How can you fight psychologically and prevent these people from controlling you, and from controlling you mentally and making you lose your autonomy and independence and freedom? Well, first of all, you have to understand something. You need to be able to start controlling yourself. You got a bunch of handlers around you. There's a bunch of handlers around you. And what's the handler trying to do? The handler is trying to handle you. You need to handle yourself. Break free from your conditioning. Don't think, oh, I want to do this, but because this person or that person is going to say bad things about me or laugh at me or something, so I am not going to do it. No. Think, what would you want to do, regardless of what these people are going to say or not going to say? Whether they're going to shame you or guilt trip you or whatever. Doesn't matter. You have to learn, you have to recondition yourself. Learn to do the things that you want to do, regardless of what people think of you. It doesn't matter. Whether they have something good to say about you or bad to say about you, it shouldn't matter to you at all. And if you achieve that, you will definitely be resistant to this attempt that these people are making to control you and make you into a slave and to force you to forfeit your freedom and liberty, right? So this is something that you have to work on, right? And I'm sure that a lot of UTIs may be at different levels of success. Maybe some of you still feel that you are controlled in some way or that you have lost your freedom. I recently spoke to a TI who said that, like I don't want to talk about the private conversations, but she felt that she had lost some of her autonomy and freedom ever since the gangstalking started. I personally don't feel that way. I don't really feel that way. I mean, I see the negative aspect of the gangstalking, but I have not allowed it to control me. That has been a pretty defining feature of my life. These cocksuckers can do whatever they want to do. They are not going to get me to forfeit my freedom. That's never going to happen. Like, you would have to literally kill me. And even if I die, I am not going to lose my freedom. Right. And the problem with these fucking cocksuckers is this. They act like assholes. They are the toxic ones. They come and they search for problems. They come after you. You don't fucking know these cocksuckers. But they come to you and they search for problems. They search for problems and they provoke you and act like fucking toxic assholes. And then they think that you are the asshole. They think in their little pea-sized brain, they think that you are the one that is an asshole. They think that you have a problem. Bitch, you are the one who has a problem. You are coming after me, and you are the one provoking me. You are the one harassing me. I am not doing anything to you. I have never spoken to you. I don't even know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. And guys, at this point, it doesn't it doesn't really matter. Like the discussion is not really. it, you can't talk to these people. Is what I'm trying to say. Uh, the use of reasoning abilities. Reason can only be used with people who are reasonable. That's what the word reasonable means. When somebody is unreasonable, you know, loquitur, words don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want to say to these people. It's not going to change a goddamn thing. So, this was part 3 of why you are being gangstalked. They are trying to enslave you and they are trying to get you to lose your freedom. Technically speaking, there's a lot of things at stake. And I had previously been asked this question by a targeted individual in one of the comment sections. She asked me, she said, you talk about conditioning. You talk about the fact that these narcissists are trying to condition you and train you and almost train you up like a puppy or a slave. But she asked the question, she said, well, what are they trying to achieve? As in, what would happen once you become a slave? And my answer to that would be, unfortunately, the answer is not very good. When people lose their freedom and they become slaves, well, anything can happen. If somebody owns you as a slave, they can do anything to you. They can rape you. They can use you. They can take all your resources. They can kill you. They can traffic you. They can do anything to you. And you think of the typical, usual situation that maybe some type of criminal or gangster, maybe a drug dealer, for example, might be using women, junkies, some junkie women who are dependent on him for drugs and using them for sex. Essentially, they are becoming sex slaves, right? They're essentially becoming sex slaves. And I've recently actually been in a situation where I've seen and met people that were behaving like this. There was this place that I was living in, which was an absolute hellhole. I was literally living with a dude. The guy, the guy was a gangster, right? And he had been into jail, had been to prison for about 13 years because he's a thief and a robber, and he was dealing drugs. He was selling drugs, and he would sometimes, give me a little bit of weed or hash. He also does a lot of amphetamines, and that's all fine and dandy. But he was also using certain because he was like slinging all his peddling all his shit around the in the area, and he was using some women, kind of using the women like exploiting them sexually by providing drugs. You know what I mean? So like the women would get the drugs and they would put out for him and have sex with him and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of people that fall for this kind of shit. And of course, this is just an example. So to answer the question, what can they do once they get you to be a slave? Well, it only gets worse. It's not going to get better. Anything they can do. Think about all these people who are being trafficked, whether it's prostitutes being sex trafficked or labor trafficking. People being forced to work in miserable black market sort of conditions. Anything can happen. This is the thing, guys. You have to understand something. This is why freedom and liberty is so important. These are not just these are not just words. I used to listen to that song by Metallica. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Liberty or death. Anyway, I don't know if you guys know it, but this is not. These are not just words. This is reality. Liberty and freedom is the fucking most important thing in life. And once you lose freedom and liberty, you lose everything. So under no condition should you allow somebody to take away your freedom and liberty, you know, because once they do, they can do anything to you. Anything can happen to you, right? And it's always the slaves who are making these excuses why they should not rebel. They will always make these excuses. Oh, I shouldn't rebel because blah 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 blah. Yeah, well, you are gonna stay a slave. You realize that you are gonna be a slave, and it's your fault. And the reason why you are a slave is because you put up with this shit. You should not put up with this shit. Uh, you know, I cannot personally prevent the gangstalkers from trying to harass me or stalk me or intimidate me or try to take away my freedom. But what I can prevent them from actually taking the freedom. Just because somebody is trying to do something doesn't mean I'm going to allow it to happen. Right? That is something that I control. I can't control them. They can do whatever they want, but I can control myself. Anyway, guys, I hope that you learned something new, something useful in this video. If you like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, I will see you in the next one.